Hi guys. You've probably got used to seeing the tattoo running on the layout now. But have you noticed that no one's on the footplate? Well, Modlu did. And kindly sent me this crew. It's designed for the 009 Hunslet that Bachmann recently released, but they'll work just as well here. Probably. A quick look at the figures, and they're up to Model U's very high standard, being 3D scans of actual humans. So the first job is to cut them free from their supports. And a dry test fit to see how they'll do. I did forget that the Corris tattoo didn't have a door on both sides, but luckily the fireman is willing to hang over the side. I glue a cotton bud to the base of the figures to act as a handle whilst I paint them. And they get their undercoat of primer. I'm going to try to pre-shade the figures to add a bit more depth to the finish. So I spray black from below and white from above, which catches the highlights. It sort of worked. So onto the brush. I start with the skin, so hands and face. The main colour is Citadel Ratskin Flesh. In fact, all the skin colours I use are Citadel. I bought them as Games Workshop were in a local town, and an army modeller friend recommended them. I don't really like using the bottles they come in, so I didn't get any more. The colour does cover well though. I dry brush Kislev Flesh on top, to give variation to the skin tone. To finish off the skin, I apply a wash of Reikland Flesh from below, which settles in the shadow areas, under the cap, under the chin, etc. Now, I've gone up in the world since the last figure video, and I now own Army Painter paints. So this will be an interesting comparison to my old school craft paint that I used on the Guard. So this is leather brown. The paint is very thin, but that's letting the pre-shading come through. His shirt and jumper are next. And I've moved down to a 0000 sized brush, in case you're wondering what size I use. The shirt is just a matte white, but the green for the jumper is Greenskin green. And at this point I'm really started to grow fond of Army Painter. It's just the right consistency, and they dry super thin, so they don't ruin Model U's beautiful detail. Remember, this is 1/76 scale, so it's pretty small. His overalls are deep blue, and the paint is covering really well. I mix in a bit of white with the blue and dry brush out from above. And finally he gets a black wash. Like the skin, this is applied upside down. And this can't be easy for him, but he's being a real good sport. So whilst he's drying off, I want to show you Model U, because I talk about them enough. So Model U 3D scan actual people, animals and items and convert them to stunning 3D printed models. Looking at the website, you can see that it is ranged not only by era but also by manufacturer. This is because they scan crews to fit specific engines, which is a really clever idea. Selecting a figure presents you with a choice of scale. Mine are 1/76 for 4mm scale, but I've used them in 1/55 for my personal layout, and I'll use them for my project in 16mm for my PDF Sir Hayden when it's finished. Not only that, but Model U provides such a lovely service where you can actually be scanned and printed as a model yourself, which I am 100% going to do. If you haven't tried Model U yet, do it, because like myself, you really won't go back to any other type. And if you've used them before, leave a like on the video to let me know. They really are top of their game. So on to the driver. The skin is the same process as the fireman, but as he's wearing full overalls, he's getting a good cover in a blue. But for variation from the fireman, this is ultramarine blue, and it has a hint of purple, which is nice. The colour is now lightened and dry brushed. Oh yeah, don't forget their feet. I did do the firemen's, even if you'll never see them. The driver also gets a badge on his cap painted in greedy gold. Finally, he gets a black wash as well. And even though he's a different blue to the fireman, the wash will add a kind of unity between them. So here they are, looking nice and grubby, because steam engine. So let's get them on the footplate, for God's sake. Oh, there we go. Oh, they really finished the loco off nicely. They also give a good idea of the size of narrow gauge engines if you've never been on one. I've been on a footplate at number 7 at Corris, and it's about as crammed as they're making out. I'm really pleased with the finish on the figures, and that's not just down to the armour painter paints, but the figures themselves. So thanks once again to Model U. I'm so happy that you're supporting my channel. It means a lot. And thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel because something's happening soon. And leave a like so I know you made it to the bitter end. Well done, you. Cheers.